guys, it's Ben here with Sourcewater, and I'm really excited today to show you how to create your first listing. If you have any disposal services or water sources, or really any water service in general, treatment, fixed place, as well as mobile treatment, water hauling, I'm going to show you how you're going to go about and use our system to create listings. Now, this is going to be focused primarily on water sources, so creating a listing for the source of your water if you want to sell it, if you're a landowner, or if you are a hauling company who has some sources, or if you are a treatment facility that wants to sell the water that you now have after you've treated it, or even if you are a producer who has all this extra water and you want to sell or recycle that. I'm going to show you how to create these listings, and this will allow you guys to be found on the Sourcewater search, which we covered last week. Excuse me, not last week, actually a couple of days ago, that I sent you an email. And if you haven't seen the video, the tutorial that teaches you how to search for water, check your inbox, and you can actually see it in the email where you found this video as well. I'm going to give you a link, so go watch that as well. It's about an 18-minute video that will tell you exactly what to do if you are looking for water sources or disposal and you want to find that. Now, as a big note, I want to make sure everyone knows that all of our data is in Texas, it's in New Mexico, it's in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. So if you do a search in South Dakota or North Dakota, or in say in Colorado, in the DJ Basin, you're not going to find any results because that's not our core focus right now. As our company grows and as we expand to other shale plays, of course we're going to go find that information, that data. Right now we're focusing on the hot plays. Obviously the Permian is the big hot play right now, but obviously this is the year 2017. In a year or two from now, that could obviously to expand as well. So go ahead and check out that water search video first. Now, if you've already seen that, now you want to create a listing, this is how you're going to do it. So this is the screen that you'll see, obviously, when you log in. Now, if you've logged in before, you know this. But the question is, how do you create a listing? Well, you go up here to this little green button, you say Create Listings. Now, when you reach this page, you're going to see there's 9 different options, and we split these up to make it super simple for you to find which of these listing options is best for you. The reason they're split into 9 different options isn't just because there are different types of services that will be listed. It's because the steps you have to go through to create the listing itself are going to change based upon the service that you have. Obviously, somebody who has a treatment facility is going to have a slightly different listing than somebody who has water for sale, or somebody that has mobile recycling. And just so you know, you can see here these portions of the site are actually coming soon, and so for the time being they're actually in beta right now, but they will be released for anybody who has mobile recycling and is super excited about that. Definitely stay tuned. We're going to be releasing that in the next quarter or so. Now, another thing I should mention here on this page is that there is I Need Water Hauling. Now, for anybody who needs water hauling, this is not like the marketplace. Everything else here, these other 8 tiles that you see, are actually made to create listings on our marketplace, and you can search for them just the way I showed you to in the last video. But this tile right here, I Need Water Hauling, is actually called our RFQ system, and it's used by energy operators to send out bids to their MSA providers or to the general market for water haulers to find out the best prices. It's a reverse bidding system. Now, I don't want to confuse anyone here, so we're not going to focus on that in this time around. And we're going to focus primarily, as I said, on I have water for disposal or I have water for sale. But if you do have questions about this, and this seems very interesting to you right off the bat, feel free to message me. It's ben@sourcewater.com, or you can always come down here right on the website. You can click on this, and as always, you can start a new conversation and let me know what's up. And if you need any help, we can set up a call, and you can reach out to me any way you want. Now, so let's pretend that you've come onto the site, you've reach this place, you know that you have water for sale. We're going to focus on that first, and you want to go ahead and create a water listing. You're going to go ahead and simply click directly on this box, and it's going to take you into the water listing creation wizard, and you're going to see you have now a very simple 7 steps. So we're going to start here. We're going to name your water source. Now, this is the name that is going to show up in the search results, as well as for what it shows up as in your actual profile in your account. So when you come here, you'll see listings, These are the listings that you've actually created, and we're going to show you how to review those in a bit after we've actually created this listing. But that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the name of your water source in this listing section where you manage everything. Now, so let's go ahead and say this is a test listing, so that's what I'm going to call it. Let me get rid of this guy up here, and I'm going to click Next. Now, as you know, everything is very dependent upon location, so you need to put in where your asset is. Now, if you have a mobile treatment company, in the future when we release the beta version to the public for the mobile treatment listings, obviously mobile treatment can travel anywhere. So we'll cover that at that point. For now, if you have a water source, or if you have a fixed placement treatment facility, or if you have a disposal service, that's typically going to be fixed in a single location. So obviously we want you to put in where that location is, because we all know that water is very regional and it's actually kind of in a micro market. So you're not going to travel 500 miles to find water. You want to find it within a few miles of you. Same thing with disposal. Now obviously if you're in Pennsylvania, for anyone up in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania, they actually do have to truck their water over 200 miles away for disposal. So that's a little bit of an odd case. But if you're out in the Permian, you have disposal wells all over the place. So we're going to go ahead and put in our address for the water source, and we're just going to say I've been using Midland just for the sake of example. I'm going to pick Midland right here. It's going to pin my location, and we're all set to go. Now, you can always put in your latitude and longitude, your GPS coordinates. Many wells are not on a specific address or a zip code, and we know that, so you can simply type in your GPS coordinates as well. Now, once you've done that, you click Next. At this point, you're going to say, is this a one-time offer, or is this available on a daily basis? So, for example, many times, a water source, it might be you have a pond and you want to get rid of it as a one-time thing, right? So, let's say you have a frac pit that's been full and you want to get rid of that water, and it's been, say, treated to some degree, and you want to sell it off as a new source of water. Then you would say that's a one-time source. But let's say, hypothetically, that you wanted to sell this on a daily basis. Let's say that you had a well that produced a lot of water and it had a capacity of, say, 10,000 barrels per day. Well, obviously you're going to have a daily amount that you can get rid of and that you want to sell. So we're going to go ahead and click daily. We're going to pretend that that's the case that we have. And then you're going to set the dates that anybody can pick up this water, the earliest date that they can pick up the water for. And we'll go ahead and we'll say, okay, this is available on Monday, March 13th, 2017. And we'll say the last date. Let's say that we know this is going to be going on for a while. I mean, you can go out quite a bit. So we'll set this till 2027, and we'll say the same day. We'll say it's on the 13th. And now that's if you want to just create a listing that goes on for a long time. Now you might say, hey, I want to change, I want to change this over time. So you might say, let's do a test listing for 3 months and see how it goes. It's completely up to you, but that gives you a sense of how we think about it. Now then you click Next, and now you're talking about the volumes of water you have for sale. So, it's really whatever you have. This is a daily volume. I'm going to put in, say, 10,000 barrels here. And you can see that we only have the option of barrels. It has to be in barrels. And then you have to have a minimum order volume. So you could say, look, I'm not willing to take anybody's business unless they give me at least 500 barrels worth of business. Obviously you don't want somebody coming up saying, hey, can I get a barrel of water? It's just a waste of your time and energy. So we'll go ahead and say they need to have a minimum 500 barrel order, and we'll go ahead and click Next. Now this is a really important page here. As you can see, this is your water quality page, and there's several things that you can do here. Number one, you can click that. You can actually have this box checked that says it allows people who are looking at your listing to come out and do a water quality test on your water source. So you may want to click that, you may not. It's completely up to you. If you have more information, you can click on this little bubble right here. Now, if you do have a water quality report that's already been completed and you want to upload that into our system, you simply click Select, and it's going to allow you to go ahead and pull from a file within your computer that you can upload into the Sourcewater database. And then finally, you get to choose what kind of water are you listing for sale. Is it heavy brine? Is it clean brine? Is it fresh water? Is it flowback? What is it? And so we'll go ahead and click fresh water. Now, down here you see that there is a bunch of different chemicals, and there's TDS, and there's pH levels, and there's a bunch of chemicals that you can list that might be very important to somebody who's looking for a water source. They want to know what their TDS levels are, and that's going to give them a lot more information. So you could go ahead and checkbox this and go ahead and type in as much as the TDS actually is. Same thing with pH, or same thing with H2S or calcium or magnesium or whatever it might be. You can go ahead and check, for example, calcium, and you could put in whatever that amount is. You can do this all the way down. Now, if you think that there is a chemical that is critical to you that is missing on this quality report, then feel free to reach out to me again. You can always do it right here and say, hey, we really need this to be on the report. Please include it, and we can add that pretty quickly for you. Once this is done, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on the next button, and it's going to take you to the pricing page. Now, this is where you determine how much do you want to be paid for your water source. So you can say pay someone to take your water, which this doesn't really apply to most people, and we'll get into this into a future case. This might be an operator, for example, who does have a frac pit of produced water, or might have a battery full of produced water and wants to actually pay someone to take the water, but do it for, say, a lesser price than they would pay a normal disposal. So they might say, let's say Shell, for example, has a big flowback period because they have a new completed well and they have this water that they're not going to reuse. They could actually sell that to another operator, and they could say, hey, I'm going to pay you to take my water for you. So that's an option. It won't apply to most water sellers who are, say, landowners or hauling companies or treatment companies. You usually gonna get paid for the water that you're selling. So keep this option checked. But a big part of our site, one of the ways that we got started, for those of you who don't know, is that we have operators, some of the largest operators in the world, such as Shell and Anadarko and Chief, who are actually actively trading on our system and trading water back and forth to one another. This is happening mostly up in the Northeast because there's a lack of disposal options up there. So they do have to recycle the water. But that's why this piece of the puzzle is right here. Now, finally, the price that you're going to put in, you can say whatever you want. So you can say, look, I'm going to ask $1.20 per barrel, whatever, and this might not apply to your region. This is very it's volatile based upon the market that you're in. If you're in the Permian, the price is going to be much different than if you're in the Marcellus. So, and you can also consider a counteroffer. So you might list this price, but you might be willing to negotiate. If you aren't willing to negotiate, then do not check this box and have this guy fixed on the listing. Now, the next thing here is we have to take into consideration how you're going to get the water to the individual that you're selling the water to. So you can say, I can provide trucking, but it's negotiable. I will provide trucking, meaning you want to be the one transporting that water, or I cannot provide trucking. I'm going to pretend like I can't. Let's say that I'm a small landowner in Texas and I don't have trucks available, and we need somebody like an operator to come in and set up the logistics to get that water to the right location. So I'm going to say I cannot provide trucking. Finally, I'm going to go to the summary here. And this is going to give you a full detail page of everything we've already created. It's very simple outline, and then I can actually see a preview of the listing that's about to be published. So we're going to go ahead and do a preview, and we're going to have that load. And so then ultimately, give me 1 second. It's loading. There you go. Okay. So this is what the actual page looks like. This is what the listing page would look like if somebody clicked on your listing. Remember when you searched, there were searching list results, and you could actually go view the listing. This is what it would look like if it was a basic listing. And we have different tiers of listings. As you know, we do advertising. The way we monetize our business is much like Google. We allow individuals to advertise on our website. So if you're one of those people, again, shoot me a message, ben@sourcewater.com, and you're going to have your own custom company page, which I can talk about in another video. But this is what a basic listing looks like. So it's a free listing that you get to create, and you can see when the availability is. You can see it's 10,000 barrels per day from the date of March 13th to 2017 till the March 13th of 2027. It's fresh water. There's no water quality report, and you can go ahead and request additional water properties, but I unchecked the majority of them. And finally, I asked for $1.20 per barrel, and this is the total that somebody would pay for me on a daily basis. So that's what it would look like. So then you come back to the summary, and you're simply going to click Publish. Now, I'm not going to click this because I'm actually doing this demonstration on our live website, so I don't want to create a fake listing for you guys. Obviously, that wouldn't be good. So let's pretend I go ahead and click Publish. Now, the question becomes, where does this listing go? Well, number one, you can actually search for the listing. Just go into the area you put it in, and you'll be able to find your actual listing. But the other way that you can see the listings you've created is under your Listings tab. So click on this. I call this the hamburger menu. If anyone hasn't heard that term before, it's because there's three little lines. It looks like it's a little hamburger. And you click on it, you go into the Listings section. Now you'll see when I open this up, it's loading right now, is that it's going to have a list of a bunch of the listings that I've started. You'll notice that I actually didn't complete the listings. They're in the draft section right now. I can either publish them or I can delete them right here by clicking on the status. I'm not going to publish any of these, excuse me, because I do not want this to obviously go live on the site for the reasons I talked about. In addition, you can see there's different types of listings you might create. You might create a disposal listing. You might create a water source listing. You might create various listings that are relevant for your business. So you can see there's different listings that I've created or started to create in the left-hand side here. So I have water for sale listings. I need water for drilling completions and EOR listings. I have disposal well listings. So I can actually toggle back and forth between my listings that I've created. It's super simple to use, and this allows you to manage everything. Also, as I said before, if you want to upgrade your listing and you want your listing to get more visibility, then what you need to do here is upgrade the listing. We have a very, very low cost, very efficient way in getting in front of the exact right decision makers at the top operators in the world who want to do business with you. So if you are one of those people that really wants to take your advertising and your marketing and your business to the next level, then you're going to simply go ahead and click on Upgrade right now. And again, I'm not going to click on this because it's going to set off a series of reactions that it's going to alert me and my team to go ahead and get in contact with you. But just know if you click on that upgrade button, we will be in touch with you hopefully within a day, and you guys will be able to upgrade your listing. And I can send you off our media kit. If anybody's interested in our media kit, I'm actually going to, it should already be in that email I sent to you, but I can send it to you as well. So just send me an email and ask me for the media kit. It tells you all about our statistics, who's using our site, why it's so valuable to you. So just know that's an option. And that's essentially how you create a listing. It's very simple. Again, if I want to go create another listing, what I do is I come all the way over here and I would just click on another option. So I would say, okay, I have disposal wells and I want to go ahead and create a listing that way. Again, it's going to take you into a very similar look and feel where it tells you, a 7-step process for name, location, dates, volumes, quality, price, and summary, and you get started in the same exact way. So we're not going to go through that because it's very similar, and you probably can figure that out on your own. But I hope this was very helpful for you. As always, one of the big things Sourcewater prides itself in is taking care of the users and the clients that we have. So reach out to me, ask me any questions. If there's something missing, if you think we could improve upon anything, then I want to know about it, because we are more than willing to make the accommodation and make the site better for you guys, so you guys are constantly using it. Again, this is a free platform for you guys unless you guys advertise. So reach out at any time and tell us how we can make it better. I'm signing off, guys. I'm going to send you guys some really cool articles in the coming day, but let me know if I can do anything for you. Thanks so much. Bye.